Welcome back to the Bravo stream here for CCL Week 2, day number 1. My name is Seymour. Alongside me is Cruz. We're here to bring you the rest of the action to close out the night. Apologies for the delays, by the way. I had a little bit of camera issues on my end, but everything's fixed, everything's squared up, and we are ready to go, Jesse. We got the University of New Mexico versus Colorado Boulder. Why don't we talk about them a bit?
Yeah, I mean, a big day here so far. 3-0s all over the stream. Hopefully we don't have a 3-0 here for ourselves, but you know what? Yes. You never really know. We got two teams coming in here, both out of the West Division A. And I mean, this division right now, Colin, it is looking like the division of death. You got three teams currently sitting inside the top 25. You got Grand Canyon, ASU, Oregon, all very, very good rosters, along with some other very good rosters coming into this one. And I mean, when you're looking at this roster, the fact that we have both these teams sitting at 2-1 right now coming into this one, I mean, it hasn't been easy for either team so far.
No, it's almost identical when you're looking at things. The big question mark on my mind when you're looking at the head-to-head, Jesse, are the search and destroys. I mean, you look at University of New Mexico 3-0, Colorado Boulder 2-1. I mean, that has to be the big note on my mind.
Yeah, it absolutely should be. And I mean, when you're really looking at an S&D and you see that they are 2-1 in S&D, it's definitely not where you want to be. But I think we're going to take a quick look at these rosters as well here. So first roster, University of New Mexico. It's going to be Maddie, Domers, Solar, and Rocky coming in for these guys. A brand new squad to the CCL this year, and honestly looking to make some waves.
Oh, 100% looking to make some waves. And like you said, new roster to the CCL 2022 season. Welcome. And so far, you know, 2-1, not too shabby, especially when you're in a division of death. But let's take a look at our away roster, Jesse, because we've seen this team last year, you know, in the playoffs. Definitely had our eyes on the Colorado Boulder Black squad, but now merging the black and the gold roster, getting a couple players together. We got Stay Woke Andrew, Trippyson, D-Nerf, and Criteria. A big squad of 4 looking to make waves now in the 22 season.
And yeah, the Colorado Boulder Black roster last year played very, very strong. But the gold roster, not so much. So, I mean, the fact that we have D-Nerf being the only player on this roster returning, and then you have Stay Woke Andrew and Criteria both coming up from the gold squad from last year and joining into what is the main squad for this season. It leaves us with a lot of question marks going into this season because you lose a lot of good players from last year. Andrew Apocalypse gone. Jugster's not here anymore. Those were two of your main slayers. So, real question is who's going to really step up for this team this season?
It is a big question, but we got our maps and modes as well to look at now for this best of 5. Tuscan, Berlin, Bocage, Berlin, and Tuscan. And for everybody wondering, yeah, we're still rocking that hardpoint farm map number 3 as we did in week number 1 as well. Looking to see if control does get fixed next week to see if it can come into the roster. But so far, 3 hardpoints. And what does that mean for this series now? What are the keys to victory for these teams?
Well, I mean, the keys to victory, when you're really looking at the likes of UNM Esports right now, I think your main focus right now is to win your search and destroys and kind of steal a hard point at the moment over the CU Boulder team. If you really want to beat them, it really comes down to they haven't looked great in search and destroy so far. So if you can take the 2 searches and take a hard point, I mean, it sounds like a pretty easy recipe for success to me.
It simply is the way for this team, Jesse. But when you're looking at the keys to victory, when you're looking at everything that needs to happen, Tuscan is where we're opening it up. And now that we're getting into this game number 1, now that we're getting things going, everybody, for this last match of the day, I mean, this is where we started off our series on the A stream. Tuscan map number 1. And you know what? It wasn't that bad. You know, you used a really good term. Systematic is Tuscan, just like systematic. Berlin.
Absolutely. This map, it's one of those classic Call of Duty maps. And honestly, this is my favorite map in Vanguard. It's one of those maps where you can look at it, you just know it's going to play well in terms of Call of Duty. I think the only thing I would maybe even wish in terms of hardpoint is that maybe we get a longer respawn delay this year. But I mean, you know what? It is what it is. We got to play with what we got right now. And I honestly think that this map, it plays so well for hardpoint, especially just because you have different hardpoint hills rotated all throughout this hill. And the big thing about this game is you need to make sure you're rotating early because you want your squad to constantly be spawning up on you with the way that squad spawns work.
That's not even just that. I mean, you get elevation, too. You look at this, what we're flying through right now, the broken windows. You get to watch over the middle of the map. You look at P2, the high ground. You know, over that is a lot of different variations to this. Command center, you have the high ground in that one as well. But it's a big kind of key to look at utility and how it's used in this one and how you are making sure that a team doesn't get that advantage. So as we are getting these teams into this map number 1, Jesse, I mean, We've talked about the keys to victory for these squads. We've highlighted who needs to turn up and where. But I mean, Tuscan, what's the name of the game right now? Who are we looking at?
Oh, you're looking at Colorado Boulder, starting off on the left-hand side of the map, exactly where you want to be spawning. Actually, I think our colors are going to be flipped here. Our names should be correct for the moment. So just the arrows on the screen, unfortunately, look like they're going to be flipped around here. But nonetheless, we should be fine. We just got to look at red as CU Boulder and gold as UNM. And so a very good start here for Boulder. They get inside of this hill from the right-hand side, and they're holding on to the spawns for the new hill as well. So I honestly don't think you can ask for a better start here.
No, you can. Andrew already 7 in a row. 7-0 start. Strafing run, glide bomb. You got it all
Stay
right
woke,
now.
Andrew? Or is that Andrew Apocalypse? Oh my God. 8-0 start.
You know, sometimes it's hard to tell. In this 31 unanswered, 31 points to 9 of UNM right off the rip. CU Boulder looking good. And even on the rotations here, you look at UNM, first one's here, first one's the mix. But Andrew in the back line might be able to find a few picks. Here's the first one on the solar that should pull spawns now the way of CU Boulder. And this collapse is going to be a deadly one.
I want to see that one keep on going. Andrew absolutely turning up off the start of this game. I was asking the question, who's gonna stand up and slay in terms of the two players that they're replacing here this season. But Andrew off to a very good start so far here in this game, and spawns still heavily in control right now for the likes of Boulder. They can continue just to hold on to them, and honestly, even with these kills coming in, they should continue to spawn up on this hill. But with 20 seconds left, now we focus towards the next spawn, and you can see all the players from Colorado, they're not even hitting towards this whole hill. Actually, player 7 will hit towards these last 15 seconds because that's a big swing. You don't want to lose out on these time. But the rest of the team, they're going to be heading towards the new hill.
No, and UNM getting 27 points after the second hill. They cut this down quite marginally. Are going to be the first ones again on the rotation, but you are looking at a few battles, a few one-on-ones to go this way. Maddie not checking around the corner. D-Nerf on the outskirts of the rotation is able to pull this one back. Now looking to set up a pinch here with the rest of his team. Glide bomb coming in, I'm sure. That's Stay Woke Andrew looking to open things up on the board. It is going to find Domers as well. Here comes now the rest of Boulder out to the gates to slay this out. Solar in the back line. Good shots onto Criteria. That's number 1 done. Looking for number 2. Diener to drop as well. It's a full 4 down for Boulder. New Mexico stay strong.
The issue there for Boulder is you get the glide bomb. The glide bomb finds some value because you find a kill out of it, but you just don't really have any players set up towards the bottom side of the map to flip these spawns out. That's exactly where you would have wanted to have a player down on the roof. You see where player 6 just spawned up. That's exactly where you would have wanted to see them spawning up before. Unfortunately, now though, with 15 seconds left on this hill, this is not where you want to be spawning for Colorado Boulder. Almost a perfect hill played by New Mexico here as we head over towards our new hill, because not only did they get a good amount of time on the old hill, but now they get the rotation and the early setup here for the new hill.
And University of New Mexico have been good at that. They've been good at getting the initial time. It's the scrap time to see Boulder that has kept them just one step ahead, it seems like, going into this. So let's see if they can cut the distance now and cut the lead here. Domers watching the cross. Whoa, stay woke. Andrew. Wow. Good shots there. Now looking for the break here on the inside. Roque still alive on the outskirts. Gives his point away, and it's a 3 down for a break.
Yeah, and that's a break that you definitely don't want to see coming in for a New Mexico fan, but it's unfortunate. But at the end of the day, Colorado Boulder, just a great break through the backside of the map, able to open up everything in terms of spawns, and just once you have the spawns in the back, it makes things so much easier. But spawns will flip once again here for University of New Mexico. They can start to make their way into the hill as well. But again, with 19 seconds left, do you really want to be spawning on this right-hand side of the map, or do you want to be putting all your focus towards the new hill? And that you can see that's exactly what we're seeing out of D-Nerf right now in the inside of the command center, but he's going to have a lot to deal with here.
Andrew goes on another 5 spree. He's got another glide bomb already, still with full shrieks inbound. It's a good break now. Flurry of kills towards University of New Mexico as they're looking to set up again here early. Watch out for the break coming through. Bottom staircase. Andrew again shuts it down. Solar for the trade. Rocky's shaky shot still walks away with Criteria. Nobody collecting time at the moment. You still looking at CU Boulder setting up for this break from below. New Mexico back in. Another 3 down for that one. Excellent shots out of Maddie is going to lock down 2. And Boulder having trouble breaking the site right now. Command Center so far so good on the slaying factor. Rock A4 in a row. Not able to get those shrieks though. As this lead starting to cut down here. D-Nerf looking to make his way in. Able to find 1. Maddie shots out for the trade. 28 HP for himself, but pressure's too much. The break comes through and Dahmer's going down. That's going to be in scrap time once again to CU Boulder.
Yeah, but I'm kind of a little bit confused as to how Boulder is winning this game right now. I feel like University of New Mexico has had every single rotation won for themselves, but because the back 15 seconds has gone to Colorado Boulder every single time, they're going to be the team that is inside this hill and taking the lead going into the second set of rotations. They're up 40 seconds right now. That is a crazy start to this game here for Colorado Boulder, considering the fact that they haven't won a single rotation yet.
You look at Diener on another 5 spree for the squad. That's going to be another glide bomb in their hands. Let's see if he can get the strafing run. It'd be cool to have 2 full shrieks on 2 separate players, but it looks like glide bomb's going to be invested here. Forces New Mexico off of his hill. Rocky running to the hills right now. Diener's going to find Maddie with that glide bomb. There's the break you're looking for. 3 down. Wow. Make it 4. Back into the hill. Boulder looking to collect the scrap time once more.
Streaks used to perfection there from Colorado Boulder. Absolutely able to break it. I'm so used to calling them Colorado Boulder Black from last season, and like I almost one of my favorite teams from last season to commentate over, and I almost keep calling it them right now, but it's okay. We'll get through this series. When you're looking overall though at this next hill, and you see UNM, you can see they're setting up 3 players towards this bottom side of the map right now, but they need to be careful. There's players all around them from the likes of Colorado Boulder spawning Maddie, all around them.
Oh, Maddie, I don't think they know. I don't think you know. Maybe a little bit of AFK, a little bit of miscommunication, a little bit of an upset right there. Trippy still staying alive. Big one-on-one here. Rocky around the corner. That's a huge win. Now that's going to pull spawns the way of University of New Mexico. Set up for pinch here. You still have streaks, though, on Boulder to watch out for if this hill does get broken. Andrew on another 5 spree. Makes it 6 before dropping, and that's enough to keep University of New Mexico outside of this hill, and Boulder still collecting times up to a 60-point lead.
And you can see Boulder, they're going to choose to just keep fighting this one from the front right now because they don't want to flip these spawns. But those gunfights in the back, I actually think those are going to end up hurting Colorado Boulder more than it's going to help them. Trippy finds 3 in the, or sorry, Criteria finds 3 in the back, and this flips the spawns out, but they do put the full focus towards the new hill. They do win the rotation. So I got a little scared there, got a little ahead of myself. They do end up taking down the full rotation. And I mean, with where they're setting up right now and the fact that they just spawned everybody on UNM Esports out at the old hill, they are set up for a very good potential for a lot of time here.
I mean, yeah, it's scary in the back, but how many times has University of New Mexico beat Boulder to the hill, but they're still losing? So
you're not wrong.
I mean, how scary can it be?
How can you lose right now, though, when you got Stay Woke Andrew going 29-16 at the moment?
It's quite the showing right now to close out the B stream here, but we do get a break out of University of New Mexico. They still have 30 seconds left and get the rest of this time. It is going to be a marginal lead for University of Colorado Boulder. They are going to use a glide bomb now, take Stormers off the hill. It's open now for real estate. It is going to be University of New Mexico getting back into it, but still a little bit of pressure from the red arrows. Wrapping around the side, 3 go down now. It's a 4th from Maddie. Last one up is going to be Dahmers in the back line, and Criteria's got his number. So it's a big break once more for Boulder. Last one-on-one is going to be Solar. Criteria making sure that Boulder get every drop of that hill.
Best part about this, they get the scrap time, and they should be set up here for initial spawns, still in their favor. Trippy doing a great job. I think he's playing the main AR right now for this Colorado Boulder team, and once again, just sets up in the back, able to anchor down those spawns for his team, and now everybody on the likes of UNM, they're going to spawn up basically right where P1 is.
That's what happens when you stay woke, man. 32-19. What a game so far. Now, they can close this out here as well if they get the rest of it. University of New Mexico, they need the break. Maddie, big 2-piece now, gets him into the hill. Should be forcing a hill number 5 now in the second rotation. You're looking at now what Boulder can do to break back in. Contestion's going to be there. Maddie loses it. Rocky goes 1 for 1. Still into the hill, trying to finish his life on 30 HP. Diener from the outside, and Criteria from above. Boulder break in, but we're going to command center.
Yeah, Boulder can't win here, but they can get mighty close to being able to put this one away. We'll get right around 240 seconds. So if you're UNM, you need to contest this hill. They absolutely do. Solar's able to win a big one-on-one. It's going to keep Boulder 20 seconds off of winning this game. But now here comes the answer from UNM. You have a full 3-man setup over here on command center. It's not the easiest hill to hold. But if you're going to be able to win this game, you need to answer back with a full 60 here. It'll bring you right back into it.
No, Dahmers needed to stay alive there. Criteria, big 2-piece on the board. Now on 4 in a row. Looking to just keep his team into this hill. Hops on in. 15 seconds left to win. They're all lined up. They line up for Criteria. Good for 1. Dahmers 2 down. Diener for the last one in. The pressure's going to be good. Dahmers just barely on the edge. 10 seconds left here. Trippy on board. Big nades out of Solar, but it's going to take his team out as well. So how good is that for University of New Mexico? Rocky from below. Whoa, what a streak.
Oh my god!
That's 3 down. 5
I don't
seconds
think
left.
I've ever seen a strafing run used to full effect like that.
I don't think I've seen a strafing run break Hill 5 on Tuscan like that.
What did we just watch?
I think we just witnessed a great streak out of Andrew.
I think that might be the best shooty pilot I've ever seen.
Shooty pilot. Oh, throwback right there. Oh, we're going to see this. Well, let's look at Andrew at the end there. Final best play of the game, but what a map 1 out of CU Boulder, and Andrew just dropping that streak on command center. There's a roof there too, so those players must have been in the open, Jesse. If
they
were
must have
gonna
been
get
on the
caught by
outside
that.
and just
Must
like
have been.
barely watching over. I know that you can wall bang a spot on that. We saw it in CDL on the weekend, but I mean, oh my god, I've literally never seen a strafing run get like 2 kills, let alone 3 on a single plane.
4
and
if
then
you get
let
a team
alone
kill.
inside. Yeah, he got the team kill too, so you're not wrong. But let's just talk about one thing here. Stay Woke Andrew, that map number 1. I don't think they win that map 1 if they do not have Stay Woke on their team.
No. When you look at the stats there, I mean, it says it all. What, he dropped 37 at the end of it? That's crazy stat line from himself. And it was an even bigger thing when you were talking about the rest of his squad because, I mean, you highlight it
24.
yourself.
Wow.
I mean, University of New Mexico,
Everybody else was negative.
They were beating them to the hill again and again. They just couldn't hold the hill.
Literally, Stay Woke Andrew just put the team on his back in that game. Every single other player on his team negative, but he has 27 non-traded kills and started that game off with a 9 spree.
Whoa.
You got to think that if you start to get a more well-balanced effort out of Colorado Boulder, it's going to be very, very tough for University of New Mexico to be able to win a match here in the series.
Trippy went even. He didn't go negative.
Okay,
20
my bad.
Come
He's
on.
one off going negative.
Put some
You're
respect
right.
on the main AR's name. You can't just...
He did a great job rotating as well through
He
that game.
did. I honestly, I think that Trippy's son, Stay Woke Andrew, the fact that they were able to break into those hills time and time again, making sure that University of New Mexico, even though they were rotating first, they weren't getting solid holds and comfortable holds into those hills. That was a really big thing because it was one of the big highlights in Hardpoint is CU Boulder were constantly, playing like the old Optic Dynasty back in the Jetpack era, and they're not rotating whatsoever, just breaking hills because they can.
Well, if you are looking for a positive now for the University of New Mexico, it's the fact that we're heading to their best game mode in Search and Destroy here. They've looked very good in this mode throughout the season so far. Coming into today 2-0 on the mode. I know we saw some stats earlier on. I didn't, unfortunately, get a chance to see where they finished throughout their first game on the day. But clearly, I mean, I think they, it's 3-0 now, right? So they're only getting better as they go along here in Search and Destroy. And Boulder, they have struggled so far this season in Search and Destroy. Coming into today on 0-2. I believe they won 1 and lost 1 earlier on, so 1-3. Correct me if I'm wrong. But so it should be an interesting one here. You would have expected that because New Mexico has won so many Search and Destroys that they should come out and they should be the advantage here, right? Coming into this one.
I mean, we just cast on the Alpha Shrimp game number 1. What a 250 to 108 hard point, followed by an answer back
by a 6-1 by the other team.
The other way. So, I'm open for interpretation to how this is gonna go. University of New Mexico, they want to bounce back. This is an excellent spot, being as they are undefeated in Search and Destroy at the moment. I mean, Berlin, what were we talking about earlier? I mean, are we going to see a sniper on this one? There's a big chance to shut some good plays down towards the B site with a sniper on the defensive side, but if you're on the attacking side, I mean, there's plenty of ways around this map if you want to get into the face of your enemy.
Would love to see some sniper play coming out here. I mean, me and you are very biased when it comes to wanting to see snipers, though.
I think everybody is.
You know what? You're not wrong. You're absolutely not wrong. First blood, though, through the middle of the map. Solder finds one all the way in the back of the train yard. Huge gunfight there. And Matty follows it up with a nade kill for himself. So offense falling apart at the seams right now for Colorado Boulder.
Yes, they are. What are you going to do? Kind of stuck in the mailroom right now. And I think they know that. Matty's going to find the stun. Shots in. 31 HP. Criteria grasping at straws to stay alive. But now that they know, you can see the rest of University of New Mexico rotating accordingly. Look at all the arrows are facing there. They know they're trapped. They know they have him trapped. Stay Woke Andrew, he's down. Solder's going to find that one. Last alive is Criteria. Just hoping he can find 1, maybe 2 kills to get some momentum going into the next round. But all eyes on him, just trying to finesse his life for the last 30 seconds. As University of New Mexico close on in. Shots are going to be out. Round 1, lockdown.
Man, I'd be terrified in that 1v4 against this UNM team. absolute monsters throughout the start of that round. And I mean, you got to look at Solar for opening that round up, that long range engagement. I believe he was top third and was able to take the player out in the back of train yard with an automaton. Those are crazy shots. You have to imagine he was able to hit there off the start. And you know what? That could end up being a battle that we see off the start of a lot of these rounds here, is that long range engagement. And if he's going to be sitting up in that spot, I'd like to see maybe a sniper come out from Colorado Boulder to try to answer back if he has shots like that constantly being able to be hit there. But nonetheless, University of New Mexico, they will start on their offense here. It looks like it's going to be a B hit as 3 players head over towards that site, but it's going to be Dahmers sitting in the middle of the map watching that flank.
That's actually really close smoke, so not a whole lot to see. Trippy answers first blood. Stable Andrew kind of rotating. Rocky answers back. 3-on-3. Bomb rotating to the B side should go down, and Solar finds Trippy as well. So numbers now to the University of New Mexico. As soon as this bomb goes down, you are going to see CU Boulder start to make their way over. Criteria D-Nerf quite separated right now. Jesse, Solar spotted. Shots are good. 2v2. You go even. But look at Rocky. Up top thirds. Going to find the answer, leaving D-Nerf last alive.
Yeah, Rocky's playing in a really, really annoying spot. Now D-Nerf needs to hit the jump up. I think Rocky may have heard the sound cue because he's getting out of dodge right now, trying to get away. D-Nerf will find one, leaving us in a 1v1 now. 20 seconds left. Remember, the bomb defuse is 7.5, so he needs to find this kill, and he needs to find it quickly. And look, Maddie hiding down behind him should get the perfect shots in the back, able to close out the round here for University of New Mexico.
Chef's kiss in that. Maddie realizing there's only a few areas that D-Nerf can come from, even if D-Nerf doesn't come from there. I mean, if you go the other way, there's no time at all. You're gonna have to hit the bomb as soon as 7.5 seconds comes up. You gotta check it. The internal clock is gonna be there for these players. This is a perfect way to end the round. Clutches up in a 1v1 and now 2-0 for New Mexico.
Yeah, as soon as you hear that player is up top. And look at Trippy on the offense, now pulling out a sniper. I love this play. They've been getting dominated through middle of the map.
Well, let's see it. Let's see it. Oh. Who's going to be there?
Oh, he missed the timing.
Just send it at that point.
God,
just
we
take
love
the
snipers.
Shot. Just take the shot. Andrew.
Nonetheless.
On the way in. Shots aren't there. Maddie finds it. Can't find the second trade from D-Nerf. Still players here, so you got to be worried if you're D-Nerf. You look at this. I love this play. Coming around the outside. The wraparound from New Mexico. Is it going to pay off?
Criteria is just sitting in the corner. He's sitting. He knows there's a player around the edge from him, so he just wants to wait, hope that player pushes in, and it's going to be Rocky, basically tethered side by side into this door, but no player wants to give an inch right now. Interestingly enough, UNM really could make a big play on this if they trap the rest of the players here on CU Boulder inside, but D-Nerf will find one, and this should leave Rocky in a really bad spot on the A site now.
And look at Dahmers. Could be the means to flip this around with some good timing on the right. Is he going to check it?
Oh, no.
Oh, there it is.
Oh.
Peekaboo. And a second Criteria laying down, putting the bomb down, flips things on its head. Rocky on the inside. Shots are there. D-Nerf barely slipping away, but enough now. Dahmers versus D-Nerf. 1v1. Bomb's going down. Oh, I think
he saw him.
Oh, he definitely sees him. D-Nerf now. He's going to get the hell out of dodge.
Oh, but he may have caught a bad timing here. Gets just through the door, 30 HP, squeaks
No
away
way.
his life, but he re-challenges.
Why'd you chow that? Why'd you chow that, D-Nerf? I love it, actually. I love it. You know what? Sometimes you just gotta send it.
I mean, he's feeling himself. He's 5-3 right now, but yeah, I mean, I think we're starting to see, though, why Colorado Boulder is struggling in Search and Destroy right now. I mean, that's a 1v1 situation where you just need to play time. Get out of dodge. He's middle of the map. Why not just run away, play your life for a little bit? You could probably brush off 15 seconds. Maybe that's an extent. Maybe 10 seconds off the clock before you have to even think about rechecking that bomb again. But instead, he re-chows towards middle of the map in a 1v1 situation where you just don't need to. And now you give Dahmers a 3-streak, 2 kills away from possibly being able to find a glide bomb now as well. And Dahmers, we saw him die in this situation in the last round on their offense, but he'll take some shots on Trippy, able to back Trippy up as well. But this bomb very likely heading back over towards this B side again. But Andrew towards the back, he finds one.
Maddie knows he's here. Good for the trade. There it is. And I like the usage of the smoke this time around. A lot deeper, a lot safer passage.
Yeah, I think they hit where they wanted to this time with it.
Oh, yeah. Look at D-Nerf is just sitting pretty here. Rocky doesn't even know. D-Nerf's going to switch on out, and there it is. A little bit of peekaboo, and now it's numbers to Boulder for the retake.
I'd like to see Dahmers move up and try to get into a spot in the back. Oh, but he gets a good timing on D-Nerf, so this should open it up now for him to be able to get into the bomb watching spot in the back side of the... No, he's rotating. It's in this building here.
The team
It's
kill.
right here. He has a good sight on the bomb.
Trippy Son just team killed Criteria. No, he has to win the 1v1 here. There's no time. There's no time at all. Jesse Dahmer's in such a good...
Why did you kill that?
Trippy Son!
You didn't see him on the bomb. What are we watching? This is like a breakdown of Search and Destroy right now. They just gave a round back to Colorado.
What?
Dahmer's felt so bad about winning the round before that he shouldn't have won, that he said, hey, you know what, here, let me give one back to you. I actually think he got caught in the window. But still, I mean, you don't even need to re-challenge that. You just saw he wasn't on the bomb. Oh,
I'm losing full.
Dude, the color caster in me is screaming at the hips right now because I'm just like, what are we doing in these rounds here? But nonetheless,
wait, sniper.
Yeah, Trippy's got a sniper back out again. We can stick on with him. Love you, Benji.
Two.
Thank you for watching the sniper.
Take two. Oh, again.
Oh, you didn't get the timing
barely
that time.
missing it. Barely missing the timing. But there it is. Solar presents himself, and that's going to be an answer back.
Yeah, but the bomb does get dropped right off the rip here, so stay woke. Unfortunately, gets naded out. Now they need to try to find a way to pick up this bomb. Trippy's going to go over towards this long-range site here at B. Just check these windows. Doesn't get any information, though, right now. I mean, you got to think once he clears this out and realizes there's nobody here, because he's not going to see that player in player number 7 all the way back in Dahmer's. You got to think they're going to just wrap this bomb over to the site.
Nobody wants to make a move right now.
Yeah, it's a very slow round.
I mean, really, New Mexico, they don't have to do a lot. Dahmer's has good eyes right now on the cross towards the B side, so that's all the information they need. It's going to be a big rotation battle here from D-Nerf and Matty getting caught out in the open. That should be the means to the bomb down and putting D-Nerf in a really good spot to watch the cross if somebody's coming for the retake. Rocky actually missing some pretty good timing here. D-Nerf's going to be in behind both of these players. It's free kill into Dahmer's right there. 1v3 now for Rocky. Can he make it happen with 35 seconds left? You have so many players isolated into 1v1s, but not that they know where Rocky is, I assume. These players are going to be collapsing on this last player. D-Nerf around the corner, gets spotted on the cross, 2v1. 23 seconds. Trippy is rotated all the way on the outside. On the inside, it's going to be a big fight here and actually making it a little weird. Criteria is going to go down. Trippy in a 1v1. Sniper's going to be primed and, oh, I love this. Rocky just hops in. Is Trippy going to check it? Oh, no way. Trippy doesn't check this.
So you see what they do in the pro scene to make this not be able to happen is they break those doors, Colin. They break those doors after they plant the bomb or before they plant the bomb. That way they have easy eyes on the bomb. That was a perfect stretch around the door. They could not see it. He didn't see the bomb up in the air. And that's why Colorado Boulder don't win that round out. That was a round you absolutely should win every single time. You've got the man advantage. What was it, a 3v1 at one point?
It was a 1v3. And he didn't even kill Trippy.
He didn't even have to kill them all. A beautiful round there to close it out for Rocky. And now University of New Mexico putting themselves 2 rounds away from closing this game out and making a lot of noise over at A, but the bomb's making its way towards B.
First blood again. The way Boulder, they need to convert this into a round. Side by side right now is Matty. Nade's going to be let loose. D-Nerf still playing there. Some poor time for Matty, but Andrew does find Solar as well. So it's 2 players down from New Mexico. You have to imagine this is going to be their second round on the board, especially where the bomb is. And the fact that they have the information on at least one of these 2 players. So New Mexico going to be working together to see if they can find an opening in the setup. Get some semblance of control with 40 seconds left. Spots criteria. Shots to be rung out. Now Rocky on the escape, but really nowhere to go right now. I see you, Boulder, have a good spread out of collection on this map. Criteria catches Rocky. 1v4 here for Matty. Is able to make it a little bit interesting finding Andrew, but with time against him, bomb against him, and the positioning against him, it's only a matter of time before these players find Matty and shut him down.
I thought he was about to just run in there and try to put that bomb down. I was like, oh no, that is asking for a lot for Matty to be able to 1v4 there and have to plant the bomb. Was not a great situation for him to be in and for himself. And I actually really like how Colorado played that round. They find the first blood. just kind of spread out, play the side of the map where they know they just got that first blood, and actually end up finding a timing, getting a second as well, and then they just play off the backs of each other. They don't really let anybody kind of take too much advantage of each other in that round, able to close it out. Now Trippy actually putting away the sniper here on defense this time through. Wasn't able to find that 1v1 in the last round, which would have made this honestly a 3-3 game at the moment. So choosing on 4 in a row, he wants to go to the AR to try to find those streaks.
Big opening again. First blood once more, 2 rounds in a row for Boulder. Andrew, I don't know if he's going to check this. Maddie could be able to shut this down. Andrew, shots aren't there from either side. Somehow Maddie and Andrew both alive, but here comes D-Nerf and Andrew to shut them down. Boulder, a second round in a row. They're up to 3.
Yeah, they're starting to claw their way back into this one, and they're finally starting to turn first bloods into winning offenses, and it's what you need to do in Search and Destroy. Once you find that first blood, just play off the back of your teammates. You can easily win rounds doing so, as long as you're not getting two-pieced in the middle of the map and finding bad timings individually and losing one-on-one gunfights. As long as you play off the backs of each other, that's when you can turn first bloods into winning rounds. And Trippy does end up finding his 5th in that round, so they should have a glide bomb towards the later half of this game as well. So a lot of information can definitely be found with that from him.
These first bloods have been so big for CU Boulder. Andrew alone on an island, and I think Solar knows this as well. Big nade should keep Andrew down for a bit. Pops on up, and Solar answers. What's the glide bomb? Diener finds Solar. The glide bomb should be given so much information. In fact, it's going to find Maddie, but not before the bomb goes down.
So that's good news for UNM, because now they can just play towards this back right-hand side of the map. Play inside towards that train yard right now, and actually Rocky's going to choose to invest his life in middle of the map. And these players are just dancing around each other right now. Criteria should get the drop on him, literally. Able to find the first. And it's just Dahmer's by himself, but he still only has 19 seconds left. He needs to defend this. And he has a great angle on the bomb.
Finds one, but can't find Criteria before D-Nerf has the wraparound. That is 3 unanswered rounds for CU Boulder to completely pull this back in.
This is a search and destroy right here, Colin.
This is something, Jesse. I have to say, we have a ninja defuse, 2 throwaway rounds from both teams. A 1v3.
Some snipes. I mean, I don't think you could ask for a better search and destroy right now.
I think we've highlighted it all so far. I think the whole bingo card of search and destroy is marked off.
Yeah, I've definitely hit across. 35B? Absolutely.
Oh, you know it. You know it. In no time at all, you'll hear me yelling bingo as well. Diener?
Colorado Boulder. Looks like they want to take this bomb over towards the A site. And D-Nerf, he's actually looking for a streak for himself here as well, so he's just going to back up and play passively here. He doesn't want to throw his life away too early. And when you're looking at UNM, I can't tell if that's only one player or 2 players. I think they have 2 players inside of A, and Andrew finds the first blood on one of them.
Literally just open the door.
Oh, I love this call! I love this call. Boulder they find the first blood. So now Dahmers has to rotate off. He thinks the push is coming into A. Little does he know, all 4 players hightailing it from Colorado Boulder over towards this B side. I hope they break the doors this time.
And Dahmers has fell for it. Hook, line, and sinker. But yeah, you need to see him get rid of these doors. You don't want another mishap like the last. But here comes the retake for New Mexico. See if they can get something going, because Boulder have been on the victory run so far in this series. Plenty of teammates for CU Boulder stacked inside the mail room. 2 different levels. Is Rocky going to check on the inside? No, in fact, they're going around the outside. And Trippy finds Solar with the sniper around. It's going to be Criteria inside the bomb site. Rocky falls as well. 3 separate 1v1s, and they all go to Boulder.
And what is that, 4 rounds in a row now to Boulder? Probably could be 5 in a row if they didn't lose the 1 versus 3.
You have to think.
Yeah, Boulder. I mean, they're really starting to bring themselves right back into this game now. And you got to think, honestly, it's on the backs of D-Nerf. It's on the backs of Trippy, who have both found streaks throughout this round. And actually, D-Nerf still on 4 in a row. He has not found that final streak yet. You got to think that if he can find that streak, that could put the nail in the coffin for this University of New Mexico team. And Solar, I think he's trying to get the hop up there to watch over middle of the map, but he wasn't able to get the hop up, so he's just going to choose to make his way over towards this B side, help his team out, but he might get caught out here by Andrew.
Again, first blood to Colorado. How are you going to answer back if you're University of Mexico? This is to send it to a round 11 and end the hot streak that they've been going on. And Maddie, come on. I know you can't see this, but we can see this. Just like take a shot, just for the fun of it. Might have been a little sus.
That's when you start getting those accusations out, though, Colin. You know, you know we ain't gonna see that.
Oh yeah, you know it, you know it. Over to the A site though, and who's here? It's Criteria, 3 and 5, but could shut down this whole thing. Trippy on the outside is gonna get the first news on these players, feeding the information over to Criteria. It looks like they have an idea of where this is forming, but now for the break on in. Criteria shuts down Matty. Bomb goes down. A second on the inside. Dahmers as well. One last player standing. It's Rocky and Criteria. He gets all 3. That's what the 3 in his name stands for.
Criteria was struggling at the start of this game, too. He was 0-5. He was 0-5 and just finished the game off like 6. He finished off 6-5, so he went on a 6 spree to close that game out. Criteria, what a way to turn that game around for yourself there. I guess he was 1-5. He went on a 5 spree. But you know what? Still, nonetheless, a very, very strong game there out of the likes of Colorado Boulder. It looked very rough off the start. They were throwing a few rounds away. But as soon as they stopped throwing those rounds away, started converting first bloods into round victories, that's when you start to see this team really start to turn that map around.
You know what, Jesse? It's just a wise man once said, it's never chalked. Never chalked. And that's exactly what Colorado Boulder must have said. I mean, I don't want to hear the pep talk that they just got halfway through that, because they turned it around. And off of that, it was the first bloods that led them through that. I mean, look at that. Stay woke, Andrew. 6 first bloods. 6.
Yeah, I don't know if these... I think these are the first bloods for your team. So, I mean, still nonetheless, Stay Woke Andrew with 6 first bloods for their team. Very, very strong throughout the game. But he also had 3 first deaths, so you know,
yeah,
it's give and take. But you know what? The fact he's coming away with first blood 3 more times than he's getting first blooded, you can't really complain for Andrew. Those are all leading. A lot of those you got to think are leading to round wins.
It's like kind of like the start of the game were the first deaths, and the end of the game were the first bloods for them as well. But you actually have to highlight a couple other players. D-Nerf 12 and 5, Trippy Son 8 and 4, whipping out that sniper here and there. And honestly, those 2 players finding some of the openings that they did for the team, really reflecting in the outcome of that game.
Yeah, Trippy's streaks in the middle of the map were really what kind of brought them back into it. Once he found that 6 in a row, and he was able to find the value that he got out of his glide bomb as well, to not only find the one player in the back, but also kill the player on bomb. It left them in a 4v2 in that round when bomb got planted, and they were able to close it out very easily because of the use of the streaks. One thing I will say from Colorado Boulder, they might not have the best record so far to start off the season, but damn, they know how to use some streaks so far here, Colin.
Oh yeah, they do. Folks, that's the 2 maps done and dusted. Both the way of CU Boulder looking to sweep University of New Mexico in here, if not the other way around. A reverse sweep is what the University of New Mexico needs to walk out on top of the series. Gonna head to a break. When we come back, we got Bokash Hardpoint. You don't want to miss it. Welcome, welcome, welcome back to the Bravo stream here for College COD, and the last match of the day is looking like a pretty swift one if you're Colorado University Boulder. On the other side, it's gonna have to be a long, grueling road of a reverse sweep if you're the University of New Mexico, Jesse. Let's take a look back at the maps and modes that we do have. Give us a little bit of recap of what we've seen so far.
Yeah, I mean, we've had 2 honestly really good maps out of these 2 teams so far, but it's been Colorado Boulder able to take the win on both maps. I mean, the Tuscan Hardpoint was a 250 to 165. They're very much so in control of that map throughout most of it. And then the Berlin Search and Destroy, they actually came back from down 4-1 to come and take that. If you're just joining us now, it was a really, really crazy Search and Destroy, honestly. We saw a lot. We saw streak usage. Was it a 1v3, a couple rounds thrown away from either team? Definitely both these teams might want to start scrimming a little bit of Search and Destroy, because it was not looking like we saw some of the greatest S&D. But nonetheless, we have a 2-0 lead here for Colorado Boulder. We get a Bacage Hardpoint guaranteed, but if UNM's able to come out, they're able to take this Bacage, we could see a Berlin Hardpoint and a Tuscan Search and Destroy to close us off. I mean, when you're looking at this, though, Colorado Boulder has just looked really, really good in the Hardpoint. Their slaying wasn't the greatest in map 1, in terms of being able to outslay the other roster. It was really just Stay Woke Andrew. But my question now is Stay Woke just going to be able to have another match like that here for this map 3? Or are we going to get a more rounded CU Boulder? Or are we going to see UNM come out and actually be able to take a map now, because we might not get the same positive map that we see from Stay Woke?
Well, Jesse, here in the cage, things get personal. Things
They
get
get a little crazy.
They get wacky. They get crazy. They get all kinds of things. I mean, you got a cage, bocage. You know, I'm pretty sure bocage where it is landing on. But for both of these squads, I mean, you're right. Who's going to step up to the plate for University of New Mexico in the slaying factor? Because you cannot let Stay Woke Andrew just drop 27 untraded kills again.
No, you absolutely can't let that come through. He had 37 kills in that game, and 27 of them were non-traded.
It's a big no-no. Big no-no this time around. So, I mean, Bocage is where we're going to have to see this whole thing wrap back around the way of New Mexico, and it is definitely going to be an interesting one at that. I mean, they were good at rotating, too. On
yeah,
Tuscan.
they were.
They just need
They couldn't hold a hill.
They just need to kill Andrew. They just need to kill Andrew.
Yeah, I mean, true, but like also they just could not hold the hill. It was very, very tough to see because they would get the early setups. You'd think everything was looking good, and they just couldn't hold on to it. And Andrew somehow was snuck through the bottom of barn and was able to get a first blood.
Again, in the back. Where's the comms? Rocky didn't even turn around. 2 kills.
If this man starts off 9-0 on Bacaz, I'm gonna lose my mind.
3 in a row. Chug it off. Checks the wrong way. There's
him.
number 4. Oh, never mind. Solar. It's okay. Stays stable. Actually, it's 3 in a row now. That's 4 down. 4 Boulder. And it's one way to answer back now. Go on,
you know what? I think
streak of his own.
I think Andrew needed that little bit of an ego check there on that final kill, because he was about to be running rampant on this map. But I mean, nonetheless, a very good start here for UNM off the rip here. I mean, 17 seconds, not easy to get on this first hill. And so far, in control of hill number 2 as well. Dahmers will have a big one-on-one in the back here. If he can win this should solidify spawns for them. I say that, but there's still a couple players back here actually for Boulder, so he needs to win another. Going huge in the back right now is Dahmers.
Oh, yeah, taking care of business. Still Trippy around the outside and still having to lock down the spawns. Yeah, Trippy's going to go down. Dahmers on 4 in a row, trying to finesse his life criteria. Ooh, I thought he was about to get worked, but no. Gets up, gets down. Now, spawns in the hand of Boulder for the backside of this P2 hill. Diener's going to hop on the cusp of it. Solar, nice shots down range. Just going to open things up for New Mexico to get back into the hill contention for now. Trippy's going to find the answer. Dahmers is right back on out. Still back and forth for this one. Still spawns in the back for Boulder. But New Mexico doing a great job at denying time for CU Boulder.
Yeah, Boulder with the close spawns. Still not able to get any time here on this. UNM fighting from the front of the hill. And honestly, like you said, doing a very good job of being able to hold on. But Trippy will find one. This should be the opening now for Boulder to get on into this hill. But with only 9 seconds left on it, this is basically just a free scrap time, I guess. You get a few seconds here, but once again, the rotation, it's going to be won here by UNM. They're going to be the first team to the Grandma's Hill. And it's not looking too great right now for Colorado Boulder off the start of this game.
I mean, they're only down by 10, and you know how Bokash goes. It's only a comeback whenever they start heating up. Trippy for the pinch with Criteria. 2 down now for the break. Contention inside the hill. Criteria finds Matty as well. Still spotting the back line. Trippy has a few more kills if he wants to take things down into his own hands. Criteria, 3 in a row now. 5 and 7. Starting to pull things back in his own rights. Right now trying to stay alive. Solar's going to find 2. Setting up for the contention. Criteria now 4. Finds 5. Glide bomb locked down. Look for the strafing run. As Dahmer's cooking a little bit of a nade lands right on his feet. Now it's going to shut things down, but Glide Bomb A-OK in his own end. Still not getting onto this hill, though, as CU Boulder have pulled themselves right back to an even game.
Tell you what, Matty's been putting the blunder to start this game off, even though UNM had a very good start to this 1-9 start. He was 0-8. Very, very rough start here. Hoping to turn it around here for his team through the back half of this game. But, I mean, that was a great break from CU Boulder to be able to get into that one. But, again, it was in the back 10 seconds. They kept it contested for most of it, though, so they don't give up a lot of time. So, I mean, I guess you can't really complain if you're Colorado Boulder. And they are in control of the spawns for the time being for this Barn Hill. But we all know how fast spawns can flip here on Bacage. So, I mean, they need to try to make it as much time as they can while they actually hold on to these spawns.
Trophy. Washing the door. Rocky in and out. The pre-fire not going to be there. Oh, he's snapping on everything. He is cracked of his mind right now. As he's trying to expect it, but nope. He is going to be found by Stay Woke Andrew. Bryce going to be back in for CU Boulder now with a 20-point lead. Glide bomb on Criteria as well for the next hill. Right now, New Mexico looking for the break. Dahmers, Rocky, they find 2. In for the congestion. Matty, can he stay alive this time around? 2 and 11. Needs some help. Rocky's going to find the opening. That's 14 and 10 for himself. Rocky finds 3. But Trippy, last one alive, is going to go big for CU Boulder.
With the fastest kill feed I've ever seen go off there, as we just seen, what, 6 players go down in the kill feed. There was a 1v1 left basically for the hill. You don't see that too often, but I mean, I feel like you see it more often on Bacage than not, to be completely honest. But look at UNM, a great setup here on hill 5. This hill can be a money hill if locked down the right way, and right now it's looking like they're locking it down exactly how you want to. A few trades will come through. I just wonder if we might end up seeing a streak get used here from Colorado Boulder to try to break this.
Still has it in his back pocket. Rocky soaking up as much time as he can. Caught reloading. Solar for the trade. Criteria, he's got his number. Looking for the spawns now. Dahmers, nice trade on that. Can't find the break just yet. Stay woke. Andrew still on the inside, and you know this is a hard kill to get. He basically hands it to him, but still trades back and forth as it's a 20-point lead at the moment for CU Boulder. D-Nerf trying to find his way around, but nobody to answer the call. Still 17 seconds before we go into the second set of rotations now, and this is some good time that University of New Mexico would like to get.
And at the end of the first set of rotations, it's actually going to be the game clock that's winning right now, as there's only 2 minutes shaven off of it. So got to keep our eye on that, on Bacage always, because, I mean, the longer the games are contested and there's nobody inside the hill, the more time clicks off. And this is probably the one map that you see it happen more often than not, where it does go to the game clock. But you know what? At the end of the first set of rotations, can't really complain if you're Colorado Boulder. You do get a 25-point lead. You still got streaks on criteria to help you out here, but I mean, this has just been such a trade-heavy game. Rocky's got 19 kills and 16 deaths already here in this game. Like, those are absurd numbers through one set of rotations.
I mean, I think it's even crazier that we went one set of rotations and still didn't hit triple digits. Finally, CU Boulder at 108, but it was, what, 97 points for them into this first hill. So University of New Mexico actually doing a great job on this hill to pull things back. Now only a 10-point lead, which was a 25 on the switch. Dahmer's on 5 in a row. He's going to get streaks now for University of New Mexico. Let's see if he can get that strafing run as well, because at full streaks over this team, it would be quite handy in the end of it. But nope, Criteria snaps around, shuts that down. And now New Mexico looking to lock things down on the rotation.
This is a hill that we actually saw New Mexico get a good amount of time off on the last set of rotations as well. And actually, Andrew finds full streaks as well for Boulder. I'd never even seen that happen. He was sitting right around 13 and 13, 21 and 14 now. So went on a big streak right under my nose. Did not see it come through. But Andrew now trying to make a play for the back. He wanted to try to get these spawns because they just have not been in control of spawns very often throughout this game. Still finding the way to come away with the victory, though. It's looking a lot like map 1 right now, Colin.
It really is. At that. New Mexico, I mean, I don't know what the recipe is. I mean, I would like to see Matty turn up a little bit more, as he is starting to heat up in the kill feed, now 12 and 20 from what was a 1-9 start. But collecting this time is going to be huge. If you get the rest of this, you are going to be basically even going into Grannies. CU Boulder, they got a majority of time, but fighting from the front of the hill might be able to spawn trap CU Boulder in the back if New Mexico can get a solid break, which honestly haven't been too bad around into the second set of rotations.
With New Mexico, though, they will have 2 players here to contest right away, so this shouldn't be free time right off the rip. They at least need to find a few kills, and Rocky pushing through the back might just be able to do it. And he doesn't even get one. That's so unfortunate. It's just Maddie left alive close to the hill now, and this should be early time now going to Colorado Boulder.
4 go down, Criteria. In close angle. Snaps on out with the help of D-Nerf. There's going to be another 2 down from the upstairs, and Solar snapped out. Trippy quite aware of this rotation as well. Around the tower, player number 1, Dahmers, spotted from below. Rocky, nice shots in there. Should be able to open things up. Matty from the other end. Pinch is looking good. Stay woke. Andrew finds a team kill. Last one up. He's going to walk away with big 3 in a row, but Solar's going to find the nade to open up this hill. And 20 seconds now, which would be good to take away. D-Nerf finally taking down Rocky. Do they even want to break this one? Looks like Andrew wants to take another crack at this hill. It's going to be good so far. Matty, last one on the inside. D-Nerf's going to go down on the outside. And 6 seconds, it looks like New Mexico are ready to take down.
Really feels like this is just a scrap battle right now. A little bit less time has been taken off the clock throughout this set of rotations, though. So looking less and less like we might go to the game clock here. But you really never know. If we get a couple contest-heavy hills, it could end up coming back through. But nonetheless, CU Boulder, they're in a great spot here at the moment. They hold on to the spawns. They need to keep their eye behind them, though, because Matty's trying to make a play for these spawns in the back. Oh, and he flips the spawns out perfectly. He finds one, and it just allows all of his teammates to spawn right up on him. The break is through. UNM Esports. Now, if they get these back 30, it's going to be practically a tie game heading to P5.
Matty just broke that hill, not even having to take a gunfight. Just flip spawns, and the rest of his team slayed out around the edge. Now see Boulder looking to work a break of their own for the last remaining seconds. Criteria around the outside, heals up, goes in for the Kadeshin. Maddie sticking to the wall, is going to go down, but quick for the trade is Rocky. Last 10 seconds, Andrew in for the break, but nope, Rocky again, 2 down, make it 3 down. Like you said, New Mexico, they're right on the edge of a tie game.
Yeah, but heading towards our money hill on P5 now, you can see Colorado Boulder. They should be the first team here set up. You got to keep your eyes in the back. You can't let these players on UNM sneak through this back right-hand side of the map. You just can't allow it to happen. And Andrew, he's going to be the player tasked with the job. He's able to get one, will get called out, does drop, but still in control of the spawns. It should be Colorado Boulder for now.
And Rocky, nice angle down deep underneath the tower. Heals going the way of New Mexico. And fast. Here comes the glide bomb to answer back. Clears out the hill for now. No kill from it, though. Still kills now for New Mexico as it's all red in the kill feed. Maddie up top. Andrew around the corner. Takes care of business. Hops on into Granny's. Around the outside through the window. Finds another one. Diener's going to get the better of him now. Criteria leaving the break from the front. Solar looks away at the wrong second. Nobody in the hill now. 18 seconds. Diener breaks the hill. Nobody there to collect the time. And look at this. We had a lead change going into the third set of rotations.
Oh, might not, unfortunately. Colorado Boulder back inside the hill, so it looks like it's going to be practically a tie game. Colorado Boulder still slightly with a lead heading in towards our last set of rotations, literally a 1-point lead. And I mean, I don't think we could have asked for more of a back-and-forth game here. Both teams finding streaks throughout, both teams really finding a lot of value on hills where you just look at it, you think they're not going to be able to break, and they absolutely find a way to break right on in. Even Maddie, he's turning it up a little bit better as this game has gone along from that 0-8 start. Still just sitting inside the hill, though. He will drop to Andrew. Andrew not able to find more than just that. So, I mean, UNM, they get another good chunk of time here on P1, and we've seen them do that all 3 times coming through that hill so far here.
All white, though, in the feed. Boulder doing a great job at slaying out this first hill. You normally see contested. Criteria, oh, there's a lot of information. The station's going to go down. Looking for the lead change. No, stopped on the edge of time. Andrew in for the break. A little bit of help now, 2 down.
Turn up 35-27.
He definitely is. Now lead change.
Caster cursed him so hard.
Only 1-point lead change, Jesse, but with the rotations, CU Boulder, if they lock things down in the back, I mean, we saw what that did for New Mexico last rotation, or in the second set.
Yeah, we did, but they had these rotations, and they actually had the spawns in our first set of rotations, if you remember. UNM, they played it from the front. This time, they don't even need to break from the front, and it looks like Rocky's going to invest the streak as well, trying to just delay the push from Colorado Boulder, try to build this clock up a little bit more and more here for UNM, who can win here on this hill number 2. They can put this game away here if they hold on to the remaining time.
10 seconds left. Maddie on the cross, finds D-Nerf. Andrew to drop. 6 seconds. And this is the cage. Looking to end out here. In for the Kadeshin. Trippy. Pistols out. Is going to get the break. Last chance for this. But New Mexico, I assume they want to take another swing at this. Maddie from the back. Shots aren't good on the D-Nerf. Still holding this. You got to look at the rotation now to Grandma's. Because CU Boulder, it's a race right now to get that locked down. We're headed there. First one's here going to be New Mexico. D-Nerf has to get in for the Kadeshin. Win these gunfights. Rocky's going to find him. Trippy's going to drop. And it looks like the rage in the cage. It's going to University of New Mexico.
Yeah, that's a very unfortunate situation from Colorado Boulder at the very end of that game. Not only do you not hold on to the lead, but the issue is you need to make sure you're hitting that old hill so that you don't lose the game, because New Mexico very easily could have closed the game out there. They hit the old hill, and unfortunately in hitting the old hill, New Mexico State realizes, hey, we know what's going on right now. We need to make the rotation over towards this new hill. We've got the winner's advantage. They even let a player stay and fight for the win. But the other 3 players, they all push through the middle of the map. They get over towards the hill 3. And once you get at the hill 3, it's a full setup. It's very, very hard to break. They only needed 5 seconds to close it out. And that's when University of New Mexico really turned it on.
Very hard indeed. Now that is going to mean the start of what could be very much a reverse sweep here for New Mexico. Let's take a look at those stats, Jesse, for that game, because all eyes were on Stay Woke Andrew. And you said it yourself, he was turning up towards the end, 36 and 32, 22 non-traded kills. But, I mean, the stats
Rocky
on the opposite end, I mean, you said it yourself. I was just about to throw it to him. Rocky, 45 and 33. You needed a hero to turn up, to go toe-to-toe with Andrew here in Bocage. And Rocky, he was that guy.
78 engagements in that map for Rocky with 32 untraded kills. Highest streak going to be a 6 streak there for himself. Actually, 3 players able to find streaks on the likes of the University of New Mexico throughout that game. An absolute team effort if I've ever seen one, though, from University of Team Mexico to be able to close that game out and bring it back for themselves there. You had 3 players in the positives. Maddie, who started off very, very rough, even able to find a 5 streak at one point there throughout that map. And, I mean, we head towards Berlin next. And University of New Mexico, I mean, with the way these first 2 hardpoints have gone, I mean, they definitely could have won that Tuscan. They had the rotations a lot of times.
Yeah.
They just were getting broken. When we saw that Bacage, they just weren't getting broken as often as we saw, at least towards the back half of that game that we saw towards inside of Tuscan. So in Berlin, I mean, this could be a very good chance for these guys to come back as long as they keep the rotational game on point and they don't get broken immediately again. If we see them get broken immediately, that's when Colorado Boulder could really want to run away with this one. But we know there's a lot of money hills here on Berlin for them to be able to take good advantage of if they get a good rotation.
If there's one thing that Bocage is good for, it is getting you ready for gunfights. Now, I think it's good that they took that map because now you're going to Berlin, like you said, first ones to the rotations constantly over on Tuscan, and the one thing that they weren't doing were winning gunfights. Now, with the warm-up from Bocage and the map win under their belt, that could be a different story here on Berlin. It could be huge. In fact, I agree with you 100% into this map. I think it's definitely going to be interesting if they do send us to a map 5 and it does go to Tuscan, what we're going to see in that hard point or in that search and destroy because
of how crazy the second one was.
Because of how crazy Berlin search was for that. So that's the big question mark in my mind. But first, you got to get through Berlin. That is the first thing you got to get done. Yeah.
Right now, I give the advantage in the series to Colorado Boulder. But if University of New Mexico is able to come out and they're able to take this Berlin search and destroy, or this Berlin hardpoint, if we go to Tuscan S&D, I have got absolutely no idea. We're throwing the notes at the window at that point, Colin.
Well, it has been a day riddled with 3-0s here on the Bravo stream. And we're not
we get a 3-1.
We're not getting...
Whoa.
You
at the very least. I said at the very least. Whoa, come on, man.
You can't just say stuff like that.
I already caster cursed somebody in the last map. I was just saying a 3-1 at the very least. We get a 4th map here. Get to give the Bravo a little bit more of a show than what they've gotten throughout today so far.
You just gotta be careful. You know, our words hold a lot of power.
I know. I might
especially
honestly
yours.
Be the caster who caster cursed the most out of anybody I've ever seen. To be completely honest,
no. You know, we have Alex Corn cast.
That is true. Also, Miles and Chance every time they cast Optic, I think Optic loses. So,
yeah, I mean, you're not wrong in that one. Miles in a jar of Optic fan tears. On the side of that. But here, I mean, Berlin, we're flying on through. Map number 4 between the University of New Mexico and Colorado University Boulder. As we're off with Criteria leading the way. Was a big player on Bocage. Getting full streaks. Rocky on the outside. We're going to keep... Oh, what a snap on that. Doubles down as well. And for the break, it's flawless so far. New Mexico haven't skipped a beat.
Oh, but Trippy from the back. He's able to at least get 2. He should get shot in the back, though, himself. So the flanker becomes the flanky. And does end up falling. It's going to leave Solar by himself here in this hill. But the close spawns are in for University of New Mexico. They should be able to reinforce this and get right back in. And, I mean, apparently Solar doesn't need any help. He's going to pop 3 in a row for himself inside that hill before falling. And really give his team a good chance of getting a good amount of time here.
Dahmer's already looking for the rotation battle. Like he said, spots D-Nerf from the outside. Looking to take a different avenue now. D-Nerf expects it, but already tagged up. Dahmer's flies. And Rocky has his back. Another 3 down for CU Boulder. Rocky going to be the first one here in 3 seconds. The hill is going to open up. How are Boulder going to break this? It looks like they're going to be taking it away. On the outside, Andrew straight down the middle. Those team flanks. And look at that. Maddie's got it unlocked so far. He's going to find 2. It's a full 4 down again.
Yeah, Colorado Boulder, I think they need to start focusing more on rotations instead of hitting for scrap time here in this game, especially on Berlin. We've seen it throughout the first 2 maps. It didn't hurt them in map 1 too often. It hurt them towards the end of map 2. But in this map here on Berlin, it's so important to early rotate towards these hills. They do finally get a break in towards the back half of this. But again, it's really only for this back half of the time. 30 seconds is all they can earn here. And look at UNM already. Player 7 already trying to make the spawn flip.
Criteria from the top ropes. Rocky gets down. Criteria is still able to clean him up. 15 seconds left to scrap time, which is going to flip this lead, in fact. And you look at New Mexico on the minimap, already setting up for the next hill as Boulder are looking to beat them out before this hill opens up. See if they can flip the spawns early. Kills going through. Team kill on his Solar, but Dahmer's going to pick up now. So you're like, okay, I killed you. I'll pick up the kill no matter what. D-Nerf now on the front line, looking to get this. The site opens up. University of New Mexico would be the first ones here. Looking to break from the front are Boulder. And here they come. D-Nerf finds Rocky. Haven't yet stepped foot on here. Still fishing for these kills. And this is what's going to trap you on in. Rocky makes the way around. Is going to find one. Tries to snap to the second one. Not going to be there. Trippy and Andrew. They're going to find three to answer back and break from the front.
Yeah, UNM in a dangerous place here. This is Proper's favorite way to hold this hill, or to see teams hold this hill. You just need to basically keep everybody spawning courtyard. You can keep all the gunfights going in and keep them pinned in the back of docks. Unfortunately, though, UNM, they will spawn out, so Colorado Boulder not able to take full effect of the spawn trap there, but they will earn the back 20 seconds here. And UNM, they're just going to give them up. They say, hey, you know what? Fair is fair. You guys win that hill. We'll rotate all the way over towards this new hill. They're trying to push out as well. You can see Maddie's pushing up and towards this hill to try to spawn his team out on the other side. And it's going to be very interesting to see if he spawns up. He actually spawns up exactly where he dies, pretty much.
Yeah, be careful to let you Boulder in, because this demon right here, Andrew, he is going to take a mile if you give him an inch. Already 7-7 now. Back to even 3 in a row. Finds Dahmers. That's 4 in a row. Working for that glide bomb as well. Shots onto the Solar in the back, but not going to find the kill. A tough one indeed. The heady quite troublesome. D-Nerf from the back, though, still keeping it going. One last player. Rocky inside. There's the break. And see Boulder back into control now of this train. Still spawns in the back for New Mexico. Looks like D-Nerf's finding a lot of feet there. And in fact, getting some shots on the Dahmers before Solar swings on out. Is going to lock down 2 in a row and still trades back and forth, 2 for 2. Andrew on the inside looking to keep his foot down inside the hill. Soak up as much as he can, but troublesome right now are both of these teams are trying to get control, or any semblance of control, inside this hill. Finally, a few kills there. Dahmer, another break, expecting the break from train station. Lines up one, swaps to the MP40, but can't get it up in time, Jesse. These last 9 seconds look like it's to University of New Mexico.
Yeah, and they have the rotation right now towards this new hill, although Colorado, they should be able to answer in very, very quickly towards this new hill as well. But Solar, I mean, 14-7, a great start here for this game. I think what's crazy, though, is the fact that, yeah, you've had Solar start off so good, and now he's won off streaks, but Colorado Boulder has done a great job of, even though they've started behind in this game, they've done a great job to keep themselves in this one. And it's kind of the same situation that we saw in Tuscan, where they're not necessarily winning the rotations, they're not necessarily winning all the gunfights, but they're doing just enough to be able to win the game.
Dahmers he must be going to school for some kind of math, because he's got that trajectory on lock right there. The cook, the timing, everything there. 3 kills go the way of New Mexico. In for the break. D-Nerf in second there. Oh, he almost got Maddie. But no, he's going to snap on with 4 HP. Clutch up the 1v1. Now keeping New Mexico on the inside of this hill. 15 seconds left that they would love to get into their hands to flip this lead back going into this first hill. It looks like CU Boulder are going to be here first, but if you remember back, it wasn't theirs for long.
New Mexico, they absolutely owned in hill number 1, the office, the last time through. But this time, I mean, you get a full setup here for Colorado Boulder. It's going to be a much tougher break unless player number 6 is able to make a way and sneak through the back, and he's not. Criteria will win that first one. This should allow them just to put their full focus towards one side instead of having to keep looking all behind them and stuff during this hill.
The break early. 6-point lead. Andrew in for possession. Jumping around, man. It's his parkour playground. Solar still on the inside or just on the outside, trying to fish for some kills. Did get some information here. Locking him down on the rotation, but Trippy, he's got a field day on the inside. 15-10 on 3 in a row. Still a few more players to take care of before they get to the rest of the scrap time, but it looks like New Mexico are going to send a few more players here. Maddie's still fishing around the outside. D-Nerf's going to sniff him out here, and Andrew, look at this. I love this play from him. Looking to kick them off as they're rotating to the next hill.
I do really like how University of New Mexico plays hardpoint. They realize with 20 seconds left, there's no point of hitting an old hill, especially at this situation of a game where you're so close between these two teams. The only situation and the problem with this right now is you're doing that and you're talking the back 20 seconds, but you're not winning the gunfights on rotation, so you're still losing the rotations at the moment, and that's why you're seeing Colorado Boulder starting to pull away with this game a little bit.
Prior up top. Look for the opening. Might have just found it. Finds Maddie. Into the hill now. CU Boulder looking to lock down as much as they can. Andrew still waiting around the outside. Wants a little bit of fight. Rocky meets him in the second floor and says hello and goodbye. 30 seconds to the hill now. Plenty of time for New Mexico to bring themselves back into Berlin. Solar, look at the bottom right corner of his map, or of his HUD. has the glide bomb. That is going to be huge for the future of this game. Criterion for the break. CU Boulder back in control now.
And these back 15 seconds, you got to imagine, could go their way here. But it's actually going to be Maddie able to break back into this hill. But a huge gunfight off screen towards the new hill. Stay Woke Andrew does win one, but he can't win the second, as the rest of University of New Mexico is able to now lock down those left-hand spawns. They're going to be trying to hold this on the exact same way they did in the first set of rotations. But you can already see Colorado Boulder, they're not giving this one up too early.
Andrew on the rotation. Love this here. Starting to adjust themselves into this hill. Still kills inside. Going to New Mexico. Andrew gives himself away now. I think going to be here. It sounds like a glide bomb's getting pulled as well. Solar's going to use it. Finds Criteria now. Kills in the back. Dieter spawns here. In for the contest. Finds Dahmers. A little bit personal as well. But soon to come are going to be University of New Mexico to trade these out. Criteria on the inside. Doesn't know where to shoot. Finally has some help. Stay Woke to be there. Still back and forth. Criteria keeping his foot on the inside there, but not for long. This is absolutely chaotic as the war on Berlin is just so back and forth.
With the back 15 seconds, once again, Colorado Boulder will be able to come away with. So they're going to get right around 200 points. I think 199 is where they're going to close with at the end of this hard point. And we saw University of New Mexico the last time through to this hill. It was an early setup, very quickly broken from Colorado Boulder. They need a better setup here, and they need a better hold on this P5 hill this time through.
D-Nerf, he knows patience is going to be his ally right now. Dahmers peeks up. D-Nerf's going to catch him. Maddie trying to play his life right on the front line here. This is time that University of Mexico cannot happen. Give away. Criteria praying away to the back line. Nice snap from Maddie, but has no help there. So the break's going to come through for Boulder. They eclipse 200 points, Jesse. And now Dahmers just needs to stay alive here as the spawn's still coming back from New Mexico. This might get a little bit dangerous.
It's just too easy, though. You can't afford to let Criteria sneak through all the time here in this game. He gets into the back. He breaks your spawns again. And what was looking like a possible good amount of time going to the likes of University of New Mexico, you get a good chunk of time now going to Colorado, and now maybe scrap time to New Mexico here. Rocky's not going to get re-challenged here on this hill again, I don't think. So the back 12 do go their way. And actually, they don't even get the full time. About 8 seconds on that back 12 they get. But heading back over to hill number 5 now. This is where we saw University of New Mexico really bring themselves back into the game in the last set of rotations. They were able to get a good chunk of time here because Solar was able to go off on this hill. But you don't have streaks this time. You only have pure gun skill.
You do. D-Nerf. Then you just pass somebody in the night. This is what you need if you're New Mexico. D-Nerf with the pistol. Back and forth. The break's still in. 2:22. Dahmer's good shots on that. The break. 3 go down. Trippy said last alive. Closest to this hill now for the 30 seconds. He's going to be there. Still trying to play his life on the back end. Rocky shuts him down now. This is time where New Mexico can convert into their favor. Solar's starting to turn up now. It's 2 in a row for him and Dahmer's. Criterion for the break, but Solar again shuts him down. 15 seconds left into this hill before we go into the third set of rotations.
This is crazy, too, because look where UNM are spawning. They're spawning up right inside of the office. They can start to bring themselves back into this game. Colorado Boulder, they can't win on this hill. They can win on the next one, but it's going to need a break here. And this is one of the hardest breaks inside of Vanguard to break.
You got to turn around, New Mexico. Andrew's coming from behind. D-Nerf along with them. Trippy's going to take him down, take down one with the help of Criteria. D-Nerf pops out. Dahmer's going to shut him down here. Walk Andrew to fall as well. Criteria, the only one alive on the inside, is going to take the player off the point. Rocky gets shut down. All 4 go down. Criteria for the break. Now only 10 seconds left for CU Boulder to shut down this game. New Mexico just trying to stay alive. Maddie inside the hill contesting. Not for long. Here comes Dahmer's to shut down as well. And as you said, 10 seconds left for CU Boulder to take this win. Solar on the inside trying to keep his team alive. D-Nerf is going to take him out as well. Stay Woke Andrew to push the lane. It looks like CU Boulder are going to take the series 3-1.
And, I mean, you got to put that game on one person and one person only. He did not have the flashiest stat line in that game, but Criteria, holy way to turn that game around for your team. And this was the 4-piece that we saw. We're only going to get to see the back half of it when he found 3 in a row to close that out. But, I mean, it just felt like every time Boulder needed a break towards the back half of that game, it was Criteria sneaking through the back, able to find that hole in the defense to get behind these players on the likes of University of New Mexico, and was able to close that game out. And it's on the back of him, a crazy performance. And I mean, he wasn't fully route man there, but I mean, route man get paid, I guess. You break through the back,
Yeah,
great job from him.
I mean,
flank
I
man
guess
get
so.
paid.
Flank man get paid. Yeah, there. That is a good one. Right there. 3-1 from CU Boulder. A little bit shaky on Bocage. You know, they were losing out on the rotations, but I have to say, very tippable inside Berlin. They made the adjustments, and I started to see them rotating first towards the second half of that. You know, that is some good heads-up awareness for them to make some mid-game adjustments.
Yeah, I think I still stand with where I said. I think that honestly, looking at how both these teams played hardpoint throughout this, I think that Colorado Boulder has better gun skill on their team right now. And I mean, I don't say that in any disrespect to the University of New Mexico. I just think that they might have a little bit more slate on the legs of Colorado Boulder right now. But I think, honestly, University of New Mexico, they play hardpoint the right way.
They do.
They know when they need to push the hill. They know when they need to chalk time. It just kind of comes down to, when you do chalk the time and get that full setup on the new hill, you need to make sure you're turning full setups into 30 to 40 points, because when you're not, chalking that back 20 seconds is not going to work for your team. And we've seen it in map 1, we've seen it here in map 4. It's unfortunate for them that that's how they end up closing out the games, and that's how they close it out. But honestly, a very close and very tight series all the way through.
I would like to see these two teams go head-to-head again, you know, later on in the year for CCL. You know, when these teams kind of like iron things out, they talk things through, they practice a little bit more on Vanguard, and they really kind of get to know the game and their team as one. Because I think there were some instances where this could have gone to a game 5, 100%. You know, with this a little bit more gun skill towards the University of New Mexico to find some big key one-on-one engagements, or even some good rotation engagements that could go their way, could very well have been pushed to a game number 5 Texas Search and Destroy. And I think that brings us back to this whole division, the Western A division for the whole thing. For this
Scary
whole thing.
division.
It's a scary division. You know, lots of top 25 teams, 3 top 25 teams in here. So you have to imagine that those 3 are going to walk away with the top cut from this division of Western A. And I mean, that very might well mean that University of New Mexico and CU Boulder are going to be seeing them or seeing each other again later on.
Yeah, it very well could. And I mean, you never even know. With the College COD play-ins, with the College COD playoffs, you never know. You really could end up seeing any of these teams again. And this experience that they gained from this match and from losing this match against a team like Colorado Boulder, it's only going to make the likes of University of New Mexico that much better. And big shouts to Solar. I mean, he played his butt off in that final map there for themselves. And you got to think as well, if they don't choke a 4-1 lead in the Search and Destroy, we very well could be going to a game 5 on Tuscan Search and Destroy. And who knows what would have happened if we went to there.
Well, here we go. A little bit of a recap for the series. Tuscan, Berlin, double down from CU Boulder to open up this series wide. It was the start of something new when we went to that hardpoint Bocage for map number 3, University of New Mexico. They pulled things out their own way, 250 to 229. Big clutch up towards the end for them as well, but over to her hardpoint on Berlin. Great start from New Mexico. Just the finish was CU Boulder all the way through. Big changes led them to a 3-1 victory, and ultimately walking away with this series, which is super important for them as well. Now, as one thing we highlighted between these two teams for the matchup is this could define the top cut of the lower half of the division.
Yeah, it really could, because of how the way that CCL playoffs are working this year and how top cut, bottom cut, middle cut is working. I mean, Colorado Boulder right now, with the way that this not this roster, but with the way that this division is, I mean, you've got Arizona State, who's a top 24 team from last season, starting off 2-0 inside the top 24 as well right now. You've got Grand Canyon, who's inside the top 24, Oregon, who's inside the top 24, Crimson could be made a case, New Mexico State could make a case for top 24. All these teams are very, very good. So, I mean, Colorado Boulder, I mean, at this point, because they already have a loss, I feel like with how talented the top half of this division is, you might have to win out here, or at least win against a couple of those top teams to be able to make it in towards the top cut. It's definitely not out of the question yet, but even if you do make it into the top cut in this West Division, I mean, it is crazy. Top cut is going to be wild. You have CSULB, Ottawa, ICC, Oklahoma Christian, Texas A&M, SEU, like amazing programs and amazing schools inside of the CCL that, I mean, if you make it out of this, it is going to be a bloodbath of a Western division in that top cut. I can't wait.
I think that has a lot of the cases for a lot of the divisions here in the CCL 2022 season. But folks, that's going to be all for the Bravo stream here on CCL Week 2, day number 1. Tomorrow, Tuesday, we are going to be here again to do the exact same thing on a different day. You know where to find us, right here on College COD Bravo. Same time, same place, same thing with College COD, the Alpha stream as well. I can't wait to see you guys all tomorrow. Hope you all have a great night. We'll see you tomorrow.